Good evening, welcome to the Dugout. We are one sleep away from, I was going to say David versus Goliath, but I don't think it's David versus Goliath anymore. At one point it used to be. Still not an even contest, still one team will start as the favourite, no doubt, but no more David versus Goliath. I'm talking about a semi-final of a World Cup. The Indian team is playing a semi-final. That game is coming your way tomorrow. India versus, and it had to be Australia. It just had to be Australia. Not South Africa, not England. It had to be Australia, and it is Australia. But I look at it one way that, see, if your aim is to win the World Cup, and if you have to win the World Cup, you'll have to beat the Australians, whether it's in the semis or final, whatever it is. So take the bull by its horns. Play them wherever you have to. If you're good enough, you'll win. If you're not, I can't even say you go home because you are at home. Right. So you go to your respective homes. So India, Australia, we are building up to that in our dugout. And the question we are asking is, can India upset Australia? Can they go to the finals, a place that they had gone in 2017 and missed out in a very close encounter? Can the Indian women's team win their first ever World Cup? The road to that has started some time ago, and now you're towards the end. You'll have to beat Australia. They've scraped through to the semis, but it now doesn't matter. You're in the semis. All you need is 2 good days. It could be 3 good days because there's rain expected, so it may go over 3 days, but all you need is 2 good days to win. So first question is, what is the feeling you're getting? Feeling, not analysis, which we will do in depth. We'll also try and make the 11, the best 11 we think, and whereas India's weakness, strengths, all of that SWOT analysis we'll do. But right now, I want to just start off by feeling. Sometimes you got a sixth sense, now feeling about a game. What is the...
Not a good feeling.
Not a good feeling.
Not a good feeling. Yes, I agree with you that the contest over the years has somewhat become less skewed. I can't even say evened out because it's not. And for that reason, given, see, just the way that Australia have played, India have managed to scrape through. Again, I'm picking on words that have already been used. They've scraped through, but Australia were head and shoulders above everyone. They
undefeated.
were undefeated. They won the previous World Cup undefeated as well.
The last time Australia lost
2017.
This very match. It was this match. We're talking about, Indian team, winning competitions, undefeated and all. This team's right up there in terms of domination, ODI domination, World Cup domination. And their mentality, I think it's the mentality that just scares me to death. It scares me to death because on a couple of times, you've seen them be under the cosh in this tournament so far. It was in that England match. It was also in the Pakistan match.
Yeah, they were only in the Pakistan game. They were never under the cosh in the England. Yeah, 5 wickets, but then...
But it was 64 for 4 one
day.
They
chased it down to 10-12 overs to
Yes,
spare.
but 64 for 4. So then you had to rebuild after that.
Yeah.
It was even worse in the case of Pakistan. And then you had Beth Mooney do what she did.
And also 331 you had to chase.
Yes, Alyssa Healy managed to score 100 after that as well.
Yeah.
So, time and again we've seen this Australian team being pushed to the brim on a few occasions in this World Cup, and still they've managed to come up trumps. India, on the other hand, while they've done well to get into the top 4, but if you ask me if that how I'm feeling today, I'm praying for the best to happen for this Indian team, and I do need some prayers because honestly I feel there's one team that has a clear edge.
Of course, that clear team is Australia. I mean, in the history of... I'll just take you to bilaterals. 40 years India and Australia played women's bilaterals. India have never won. They have never won a bilateral series against Australia. Okay. First. Second. Derby to Mumbai. It's been undefeated for the Aussies. The last time they were denied a World Cup was 2017 when Harmanpreet Kaur hit that 171. Okay. But you have to look at the history of India and Australia that somewhere down the line, be it any Indian team, they have been streak killers for the Aussies.
You're getting into the details of that. I want to know feeling.
I'm coming for that feeling only.
First feeling.
They can do it.
I want to know the feeling. We'll get into the nitty-gritties. Feeling.
They can do it.
Because feeling doesn't see logic. Feeling is just randomly, it just comes. Whether it is the feeling of being scared, like Harshad is getting, or whether it's the feeling of being quietly confident, or whether it's the feeling of being bullish, it just comes. It's a sixth sense. In Harshad's case, You're scared. What is the
I'm
feeling?
quietly confident that India can do what many people are viewing it as the impossible.
Yeah, because feeling doesn't have any reasons. No?
Yeah.
Feeling doesn't have any reasons. I'll get to your reason, but it will be your analysis. Then you can tell me what your mind is saying. This is about your heart.
Quietly confident.
My heart is also confident. I don't know why I felt, even before this tournament started, that this could be the year that the Indian women's team can do it. There were various reasons for that, again, which we'll get to. But I'm just, after what I saw in that game, in that league game, which India should have won against Australia, if they had
3 actually, which you got it against Australia, against England, against South Africa.
Yeah. No, but I'm just talking about Australia because you're playing Australia next. Yes, you're right. They should have won those 3 games, all close encounters, and I think it was not. So the biggest thing I've seen is no more. The biggest difference between India and Australia earlier used to be skill level. They were just a different level. We used to say like, yeah, our team is looking like a team that's just getting used to playing. Women's cricket is not mature. They're still like very raw in that sense. Whereas Australian women's team looks like a professional unit. That gap is gone. I think now the Indian women's team also looks professionally. I think the gap only remains in that mental ability. I've given this example of the Indian men's team in the 90s. Talent-wise, man-to-man, they would match most teams. Then mentally, they were never used to, going across the line. So that was the issue. That is why that game, India should have won, but they faltered. But I just have a good feeling that in Navi Mumbai, a ground where they've played a couple of games, a ground where a lot of their girls are used to because WPL matches happen there, a red soil pitch there. It's a place where I was just seeing spinners have done well. I know they've got Alana King also. It's not that they don't have spinners, but I think man-to-man, number of spinners. Atapadu did well in that game yesterday.
Bangladesh.
Yes, and the Bangladesh leg spinner Akhtar.
Shorna
Akhtar did very well there. So spinners are, doing well. And I think on red soil gives you that extra bounce for the spinner. Some turn, it's just stars are aligning. Maybe rain, shortened game, something, happens. Doesn't allow the team to make a comeback. So just feeling wise, I'm getting a good feeling, but not like, again, quietly confident. I'm not like, ho gaya, but quietly confident. Now we'll get to the analysis. Yeah.
See,
why do you think your heart is one thing? What does your mind say? I think Harshit's already told us what his heart and mind both are saying.
Even, I'm tempted to mind, eyes closed, it'll be Australia. That you have to back them. But why I'm saying India, you have to look at the very peculiar, queer history of India versus Australia. Encounters all across the cricketing spectrum. What is the one thing that India is associated when it comes to Australia? Both men and women.
Being mentally shot down.
No, they are streak killers. India men's team ended Australia's 16 test match winning streak not once but twice. Okay. The India women's team ended the Australian ODI streak of 25 plus.
26 matches.
26 matches. And they could have won that particular encounter had Julan Goswami not bowled that no ball, of which a catch was taken of Beth Moody. Now, a streak that began in Derby with the loss culminated with, you're not lost since then. You won all games in 2022. You have dominated the whole league stage barring 2 matches. Okay? What doesn't stop the Indian women's team from breaking the streak for what it started in Derby? Okay? Plus, you look at the Australia men's team also. They lost in Leeds in 1999. 8 years later, they lost to Pakistan to end the streak. Okay? Here, beating 2 teams is very difficult in a World Cup when you look at it. If you look at a 2020 T20 World Cup in Australia, India beat Australia in the league stage only to be hammered in the final. Here, when you look at it, Australia are the only defending champions. They are the only team that defended their title in the 80s. That's one. They have 11 match winners. Let's make no mistake about it. If one doesn't step up, 2 will. 3 will, 4 will, 5.
But that's the one thing now that the Indian team also has. See, I'll tell you the difference between, let's say, the 2017 team and this team. 2017, I agree, it needed to be a freaky knock by Harmanpreet that would have, helped you win the game. Only that could have helped you.
And you still only won by 36 runs.
Yeah,
Remember?
sure.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you needed a freaky knock. I don't think now you need a freaky performance to win. As I said, if you hold your nerves, do the thing properly. Also, what you've seen in this campaign, there have been multiple people who've stepped up. Pratika Rawal, for example, stepped up one day. You've got
Mandhana,
Smriti Mandhana do it. Amanjot Kaur did it in the first game. Richa Ghosh did it in a few games, right? Renuka Singh Thakur has had decent performances.
Sri Charni
did well in certain games. So at the moment, Jemima had a very good game versus New Zealand. So I think now, and I think that is what makes good teams. Whenever you'd had teams where you had one or two match winners, they would upset teams here and there, but cannot win a tournament. To win a tournament, you need multiple match winners because somebody or the other will keep failing, somebody will succeed. So on a given day, you should have an option of 7-8 match winners, out of which 1 or 2 step up on that day and you win. So your probability of winning a tournament increases. I think that's been the big change with the women's team now. Despite them losing those close encounters, I'm saying the margins were so small that, having won 3 games they qualified, it could very well have been 6 games also. That's how close those 3 games versus Sena country was. So it could have gone either way. That's why I say, if I was to have a doubt, that will be the doubt about them freezing on the big day or making careless mistakes on the day that could cost them the semi-final. But I don't think man-to-man, talent-wise, you're behind. Also, you must, I mean, as far as I remember, take a look at the Australian teams that we were talking about when they were so dominant. Some of the players are missing. They're not there now,
Meg Lanning has retired.
Meg Lanning is not there. Jessie Johnson, who picked up a lot of, she picked up a lot of wickets last time around. So you've had,
Jess Johnson, who could imagine a left-arm spinner bowling in the death here.
Rachel Hines had one of the highest performances in last time around. She's not around.
But I still think the replacements that they've managed and the team that Australia managed to put together, man to man, I'm giving Australia the edge also. I don't think.
No, 100% it is. But I'm saying it's no more David versus Goliath.
It may not be, but if I'm just looking pure numbers, they're just so far ahead, this Australian team in ODI cricket, that you will honestly need one of your best performances in the last 8-9 years to perhaps, win a match.
League game, you got 330, you should have got 360.
But look at this, I look at this as a problem then. I look at this as a problem because all 3 matches that you talked about of India losing by close margins. South Africa also lost by close margins. That also a free.
England though you should have won.
Absolutely. You should have won against Australia also. That was a record chase as well. But then if it's a pattern, every time I'm almost there and I'm not winning. It's like Arsenal, every time I'm there, second I'm finishing 1 season, 2 season, 3 season, every time I'm finishing second, then of course I'm backing the wrong horse perhaps. I need to then resolve a problem. I need to find a solution then. Every time I'm coming close and losing, then clearly there's a problem that I'm not being...
India won 83 World Cup. Now, we lost 1 month against West Indies, got hammered again. Australia also beat us.
162 runs.
Almost losing to West Indies. Happens. Sometimes 2 good days, you had 2 good days.
But with the Australian women's cricket team, the list of chokes that India have had far outweighs the positives. I mean, look at it. You should have won in 2022, the Commonwealth Games.
2020 also you should have won.
No, 2020 final, you got absolutely hammered. It was the most one-sided
final.
Again, but I'll tell you the
after 2017, what was the expectation? Now, okay, how is it, to be there on the big occasion? What did we see then ultimately?
You choked against Australia. I mean, I've given you 3 examples of choking, not one-sided losses. You choked in 2022 in the Commonwealth Games. Okay. You choked in the semi-final of the Women's T20 World Cup in Cape Town when Harmanpreet's bat got stuck on the ground. And Jemima played that horrible shot to get out. Both Harman and Jemima were the main culprits even in 2022 in the World Cup, in the Commonwealth Games. Jemima played that awful shot to Megan Should. Harman tried a lap sweep of Ash Gardner and they got caught. And 41 of 35, you lose by 5 runs. I mean, come on. Both instances, 5 runs and 8 runs. Australia are the only team in this entire bunch who know how to capitalize when their backs are against the wall. Okay? That is where India's ultimate test is. Mentally, big game pressure. How do you handle big game pressure? In 2017, they were dubbed as no-hopers. Now you're playing at home. The whole pressure is upon you. D.Y. Patil's capacity is 55,000. You could very well have 45,000 plus.
I look at it the other way. I think a team would be happy to have the home crowd. That should be one of the reasons that are positive for India.
Not really. I mean, in India, when you look at it, you had packed stadiums in Vizag and Indore.
You played, this year you're saying, this year, okay, you came close in the league game. This year, this women's team, the Australian women's team has lost only one ODI.
That was against India.
So then?
At Mullampur.
New Mullampur.
That was a big margin.
But then you lost the series, right?
Yeah, 2-1. It was a close series.
That third ODI in Delhi.
That's what I'm trying to say, that earlier it was one-way traffic.
Yeah,
It's not like
what
that
this also tells me is there is one team that has made it a habit of seizing on the occasion and seizing on those tough moments. There's one team that comes up on top and one team that doesn't come up on top. It's actually that tells me.
I was watching St. Lucia highlights. Rohit Sharma. See,
but
it was a big day. Rohit Sharma stepped up.
Yeah. Although
more often than not, it's Australia that steps up. Agreed. But there are days like that also.
What you need from an India.
That already came in July 2017.
From an India point of view, what you need, I think, is a big century tomorrow. I was looking at some numbers, and that is also one of the things. Some 13 odd matches that they've conceded a century. Australia as a fielding side.
Right on cue.
So yeah, every time that they've lost in the last few years, the opposition team has had a big centurion. Harmanpreet Kaur, Nat Sivabrant in this other case. She got 3 more centuries in fact, but not every time that England win. And there were 2 other instances, but again, that's 3 in 13. 3 in 13. That's what the reading is. 13 centuries that have been scored against Australia. On 3 of those occasions, those were match-winning hundreds.
Yeah. I think one could be Smriti's knock in Mullampur.
Oh yes, that was the third one.
That was the third one. Smriti's knock in Mullampur. Yeah. That was the one.
So that is what you will need from an India standpoint. You need a centurion to be there tomorrow.
Which is what I'm saying. This team is capable of. There are multiple players that can get you a century.
Yeah.
One of them is out, unfortunately.
I think I would have been
with the same promise that she showed.
I would have been more confident about this team given how they had performed in the ODI series. I believe that it was a very competitive series. While India lost, still India competed very well. You had a record century from Smriti Mandhana. She was really shooting stars at that time, in fact. From that to that slow start that Smriti had, and again then she's picked up. I think the fact that this Indian team has been a bit wavered, and the 3 tricky matches that you had to play, I wouldn't call the New Zealand match.
That was also tricky. Yeah.
No, but that was the weakest of the Sena countries.
No, correct, but pressure was on. I'm saying.
But
you can't deny that.
You had 3.
They are also World Cup winners, New Zealand.
But they weren't.
Last 2024, they won the T20 World Cup.
But they were ODI contenders, they weren't. ODI World Cup contenders, they weren't contenders. Yeah, see, you always knew England were the contenders, Australia contenders, India contenders, and South Africa.
No. I think South Africa and New Zealand I'll put in the same bracket. So if you're counting the South Africa, I think New Zealand also in that sense. I know they've not had a good tournament, but
I'm just saying, if you're ranking, if you're just rating these, amongst these 4 Sena countries, weakest is New Zealand only. And there was not a lot separating India and New Zealand in the group stages.
You didn't even make the semi-finals last time. You weren't even the top 4 in the last World Cup. So these teams were ahead of you. So you were behind all of them.
You lost all 4 to the Sena countries.
Correct.
You lost all 4.
So it was a tricky game, and it was a must-win game.
Why did West Indies overtake you? Because they won against the Sena. They won against New Zealand. An epic choke. They needed 6 of 6, 3 wickets in hand. They lose by 3 runs. That's how West Indies got through. Otherwise, West Indies would not have made it to the semi-finals then. It was India. So.
Okay. The one tricky bit for India would be, as we mentioned, Pratika Rawal is out and you've now got Shafali in the team. What does this do to the 11? What is our ideal 11? Let's try and make that the strongest 11. What would you go
Mandhana and Shafali opening for me.
For you, Mandhana and Shafali. Okay.
I'm also opening with Shafali.
I'm not opening with Shafali because I'm not going to risk on a big day like the World Cup semi-final getting somebody from the cold and just putting them there. I know that Shafali is an aggressive batter. She can, really do wonders if she has a good day. But the problem is her good days are far and few between. She is probably the most inconsistent batter in that sense.
22 average.
And I'm not going to see an average of 20. I'm not going to take that risk. I feel, and I'm seeing a silver lining in
Harleen.
Raval. out. The silver lining is, what is India's issue been so far? 6 bowlers, 5 bowlers. 6 bowlers, 5. They've been confused here. They've continued to change. I think with the Pratika going out, which is unfortunate, you would have wanted in, you can now make an 11 whereby you can have 6 bowlers and also have batting till 8 as you wanted. You can fulfill both those things by simply moving everyone up the batting order. So Harleen, if she was your 3, she goes in as an opener. Doesn't make too much of a difference at number 3 on opener alongside. I'll show you my 11. We're going to debate. You first have a look at the balance. I'll take Harleen as an opener. Then everyone goes up. So Jemima, let's say, comes at number 3.
Jemmy was 3 for you even
last
in the semi-final.
Harman at 4.
New Zealand match.
Yeah, so we're going Jemima 3, then Harman at 4. Then I've got Richa Ghosh.
No, but then remember, Richa Ghosh still has a fitness issue. We don't know whether she will get that fitness
clearance. I'm saying if everyone is, we don't know that she's out. So I'm saying if everyone is available for now. If she's not fit, then that's
then Uma Chetri goes.
Yeah, but Radha bowled very well last game as well. I don't know how you look at it, but anyway, my team will be Richa there. Then you'll have Amanjot coming in. Then I'll have Dipti.
Or Deepti's Amanjot.
So that doesn't, you can keep changing that way. You can even change Harman and Jemmy also 3-4 depending on the situation. I'm just saying Amanjot coming in there.
Amanjot, and then you've got
I've got Deepti at 7. Then Sneh Rana at 8.
9 is Radha.
So till 8 I've now got my batting. No, now I can't fit Radha in, because I will need
you got Sri Charani.
Charni can be 9,
Kranti and
Renuka.
And Renuka, that's my 11. So there'll be Charani and Kranti
Gaud.
And last will be Renuka Singh Thakur, who has been there. So now what this has done for me, I see the confusion is gone. Now you've got Sneh till 8, you're done. You've now got 3 spinners and 3 fast bowlers. So you've got Sneh, Charni and Deepti. My 3 spinners done. Now 3 fast bowling options, Renuka, Kranti and Amanjot. So done. Now I have 6 bowlers also, and I've got batting till the place I want. I have now got the balance that I've been craving for throughout this World Cup. So this then 11 gives me, and the thing is, all these players have played in this tournament. All these players have given you a performance in 1 game, 2 games, and so now they'll go with that confidence. Okay, I've won you a match here and there. And so then this is my ideal team. What I do if I bring in a Shafali is, one, completely raw, we don't know. Inconsistency is her problem. And then you will again have to go back to your 5 bowling formula. You will have to drop a bowler to get her in. How do you fit that in? That's up to you.
I mean, Renuka Singh Thakur hasn't gotten so many games. She's only played about 3 or 4 games.
And she's done well.
She's done well. Economy-wise, she's done very well. And you need a swing bowler in the power play to ensure that, okay.
No, if you bring a Shefali, then I think Amanjot will go out.
No, I think it will be Renuka. Because she's been the sacrificial player.
No, but Renuka played last time. Amanjot sat out in the New Zealand game. Where you had the full strength team. And you won. If you go with that 11, then Pratika was the opener and Shefali replaces her. Simple. And the rest of the team remains the same, your first choice 11. In which case, Amanjot was sitting out. And
if Amanjot sits out, then you compromise on both your batting and bowling. That is the problem.
But then you do it anyway. Renuka goals also, you compromise on your bowling.
That's what happened in the 3 losses.
So then I'm just saying, how did you make your 11 with Shefali then? Then you would have had to drop a bowler.
I did.
Who?
I dropped Renuka.
Then who's your main strike bowler, fast bowler? Only one Kranti.
And I would have Amanjot. And see, with the Diva Patil,
Amanjot can also swing the ball a little bit.
Come on, just one fast bowler.
My apprehensions with Harleen batting out of position.
Somebody will have to. I'm just guessing. Rahul number 3 used to go and open. You should tell him to go and open. He would open. Virat Kohli was number 3, open T20 World Cup. You had to. I'm saying there's not too much of a difference.
We are clutching at straws at this point.
I think this is not a bad option. You can take Amanjot to open. I don't know whether she's opened before or not.
She did. She came in the Bangladesh game.
So then you can do that. Send Amanjot to open and then everyone remains the same. The batting order. Where Harleen is at 10-3.
I just feel because it's Australia on the other side, you need a bit of a surprise package. And if Shafali can come good, and we've seen in T20 cricket in WPL how if she's on song, she's really on song. I think that's exactly the kind of impetus you'll perhaps need. They'll have plans for Healy, they'll have plans for Jemmy, they'll have plans for Harman, Smriti of course because she hurt them in the ODI series also.
And in the league game.
But Shafali, because Shafali's got no pressure. That's the thing. If everyone in the camp feels pressure, I think Shafali is the one who will probably be a little immune to it.
You and I will get the pressure when she will hit one straight up and you are out.
I mean, she did that to Ash Gardner in the 2022. One was dropped, the other next.
And then now that utility of the full game is done there. Now you not even bowler, you're going to be short. That's what I'm saying. It's too big a risk. With this, at least you have a settled team. Everyone has played a game or two.
She did come for the press conference though today. Shafali Verma.
There you go then. Is that a sign?
Might be a sign. Because I somehow think they will...
Okay, make me an 11. This is my 11 that I have shown. And our viewers can also decide on, the 11 that I have picked. This is the 11 that I'm liking. But now we'll change it to what Harshit and Siddharth are picking because they have gotten a Shafali. So now start.
Shafali.
Okay, Smriti Shafali to open.
Smriti Shafali to open.
Yeah.
Then I would keep Healy in at 3.
Yeah, but though Siddharth in New Zealand, Jemmy was sent at 3.
Okay, fine.
No, that's because you had a very big partnership, I think. So you needed.
Because Jemmy she was out of form when she was batting middle order. Suddenly she was moved up.
No, I think because you had a very long partnership. No? So
that also.
And Smriti had a good partner.
That also, yeah.
Then
Smriti, sorry. Jemima, then I have got Harman.
Harman at 5.
Interchangeable. 4. Harman will be 4, Jemmy
Okay,
at
so
5.
Jemmy will be 5 actually. Harman will be 4.
So Harman at 4. Do it the way you want, no?
Okay. So Harman at 4, Jemmy at 5. Then 6 will be Richa if she's fit. Otherwise it's a Chetri, Uma Chetri.
Yeah, that's okay. We are going.
For now we know that she's there.
Yeah. Deepti, I'll keep her at 7.
Yeah.
Sneh.
Why have Amanjot at 8, na?
Sneh, Amanjot, yeah. Sneh Rana,
Amanjot with the bat far better.
Okay. Amanjot at thing.
Amanjot. He wants
Amanjot. Sneh at 9. Charni 10. Kranti at number 11.
So Renuka sits out.
Renuka has to sit out.
How can you go?
We've had that. I think she missed out on a game earlier as well.
She missed out on a lot of games. Charni.
R-A-N-I.
You are going with effectively one fast bowler. Amanjot is a part-timer.
Yes.
You're going with one fast bowler on a red soil pitch which offers something for pace and bounce.
Which will have turn.
Which will have turn as well. So you need those spinners, I agree. But I'm not too sure.
See, the problem is I am looking at Harman's captaincy and it's been along these lines only. Even after 3 losses, she said, this is a formula that we have all agreed upon that it will work.
No, I'm okay with 5 bowlers. But I think you will have to let go of an Amanjot.
And even...
And Amanjot, you compromise on your batting and bowling.
I'm saying...
No, how? You will have Sneh at 8. Amanjot goes out and then Renuka plays. That's the only way you will have 2 proper fast bowlers in Kranti Gaur and Renuka. You will have to compromise there at Amanjot. Sneh at 8 is fine. Your batting will have to finish at some time. Now you got batting till 9, but you're playing just one fast bowler. This is a recipe for disaster. I am okay with this team if you're putting in a Shafali, so long as you've got another fast bowler and Renuka Singh Thakur has to come in. Then Amanjot will be unfortunate to miss out. She sat out in the New Zealand game, by the way. And that's the team you played. Renuka played that game.
She did play that. So
then it makes sense. Otherwise, you're going with the part-timer in Amanjot. So you're only going, firstly you're playing 5 bowlers and in 5 you're playing 1 part-timer. So you're playing 4 bowlers. I don't think you can do that.
So you got Deepti, Sneh and Charani to shore up 30 overs.
Yeah.
Kranti with 10. And again, the problem is...
Then you only have 1 bowler left.
You can chip in with a few. If need be.
Not
need be.
You can't get 10 overs to Amanjot and be sure. On a good day she might, but you can't. This is disaster zone. No matter how many runs you score with this bowling lineup, they'll chase it. They might chase it anyway
Yeah.
with 6 bowlers also, but here you're not stopping.
That is the thing. The Namanjot only will have to go out. If Renuka, if you want to fit in a proper out and out pace bowler, then because you got Sneh Rana, Sneh can chip in with those cameos, but she's known as a bowler first, then a batter.
Of course.
On the other hand, Amanjot is a batter first and a bowler.
Exactly my point. So how can you have one fast bowler in Kranti Gaur?
Although the red soil wicket in D.Y. Patil, when you look
Offers
at
spin.
it offers a lot of spin.
How about Radha Yadav in place of Sneh? But they won't do it
No,
now.
they won't. They already have Sri Charani
Yeah.
as a left armer.
Yeah, I know.
But
that way they have an off spinner in Dipti also.
that's
they
the
play
problem.
Sneh, na?
But I think Sneh for her batting. That's why they've kept her.
So then Amanjot goes out, my friend.
So,
But if you keep Amanjot, then for Sneh you bring in a Radha.
Radha.
gun fielder, one of the best fielders.
And she got versus Bangladesh got 3 wickets last
3
match.
wickets, exactly. But again, when you look at it, India and Australia are going to face off for the first time ever in an ODI in D.Y. Patil.
Exactly.
They have played 5 T20Is there, with Australia having a 3-2 advantage. So, looking at it, it's not going to be a big scoring ground. It's technically a 250, 260-ish kind of a score that can win you the
We've
game.
seen so many firsts this World Cup and
Well,
so many.
against New Zealand, India hammered, yeah.
But then, different wicket, and looking at the weather that has been
The
around,
remaining 2 games, that Bangladesh game and the
Yeah.
Sri Lanka Bangladesh and India Bangladesh, both games were low scoring.
were low scoring. That one was an exception to the norm. I mean, for the first time, I saw 300 plus being scored at D.Y. Patil. Normally, Delhi, when would you have seen 400 scored in a women's ODI match here? And that was a road. You saw how much 780 plus runs been scored. Whatever it is, the composition of the Indian team and looking at the way how Harman's captaincy is, somehow I think they're taking a big bet on Shafali.
I'd be very surprised if this 11 plays. I can still agree with this 11, provided you bring in a Renuka for Amanjot, then that might be still a possibility. But this 11, I'd be very surprised. Though my favorite 11 is the one that I put out right at the start. Let's go in and see if we've got some
Questions. Yeah. Okay. Ashish Dhar is like saying, whenever Indian men's team have won ICC World Cup, they have beaten Australia. 1983, 2007, 2011, 2024. The women's team lost a golden opportunity in 2017. Yes, they did. They did in a big way.
See, that's what. If you have to get your hands on the cup, Australia beat semi-final, beat final. Sometimes you'll have to face Australia.
Exactly.
Ashish Dhar, Deepthi and Harmanpreet tend to choke in crunch chases. May I add the whole Indian team? It's not just Deepthi and Harmanpreet alone. Everybody chokes in the crunch situations. Against Australia, let me add. Although even against England, when you look at it, yes, Deepthi had that horrific run out, but oh goodness, I can't forget the shot that Veda Krishnamurthy played. You were in control and you tried to hit Anya Shrapsol, you got out in that sense. Terrible. That was the worst, I would say, out of all. It was not Australia. You had England. You could have still won. Although, again, in a year of firsts, I'm again saying, you could see a first-time winner because South Africa have notched up 320 against England. Against the same England team whom they bundled out for 69. Laura Woolward replies with a 169. Imagine. The highest score by a captain in the history of the Women's World Cup in a knockout. Imagine. Steve Ticolo, let's go down. Ashish there, I've taken that. Everybody chokes. Harleen can't open. She does not have the skills. That's what Steve Ticolo is saying. To find gaps for first post power play. In power play, she'll be stuck at one end. Dot or boundary, it will be. That's why Harleen, although she flatters to deceive a lot, Harleen Deval. She can score aggressively, but then she tends to go into her shell.
She started out the tournament with a huge strike rate issue.
Yeah. But although she stabilized the innings against Pakistan.
Yes, she did.
That I can say. So, Danush, Smriti Mandhana Masterclass tomorrow, 2017 World Cup Semi-Final and Final, 2020 T20 World Cup Final, 2022 CWG Final, 2023 T20 World Cup Semi-Final, flopped in all these knockout games. Well,
let's see.
Tomorrow is the day when she can silence
He's being
all
sarcastic.
He's been very sarcastic. He's always been sarcastic about Smriti Mandhana.
Why?
Yes, I don't know. I mean,
Doesn't
he is just going on past precedent. I mean, the sample size that he's given, anybody can be very nihilistic and negative about it. I mean, on all those cases, I mean, I know each and every dismissal also how it happened. So, 2020 you fell to a left-arm spinner in Sophie Molyneux. 2022 you fell to Darcy Brown. Ball down the leg side. And 2023 T20 World Cup semi-final, less said about it, the better. Steve Ticolo, Smriti, Amanjot, Harleen, Jemmy, Harman, Deepthi, Richa, Sneh, Radha, Renuka, Charani will be the team. Radha will come in as Sri Charani troubled Aussies in the group stage. She was the only individual who had less than 5 economy rate. Sri Charani. And Sneh went for 85 runs.
So what he's done, sorry, can
just
I
go back to that.
So what he's done is exactly, I said you can get Amanjot to open. What he's done is exactly that. Who's the bowler? He's got Renuka, he's got Charni, he's got Sneh.
He's got Radha in.
But for whom?
Just can we look at our team then and then.
Richa, he's not included Richa.
He's not got Richa Ghosh.
No, he's not gotten Kranti Gaud.
He's not gotten Kranti.
There is no Kranti.
Richa is there. How can no,
you have to put Kranti here, Steve Tigolo. I mean, she's been your lead pacer in this whole tournament.
We'll have to. So that's why I'm saying something didn't add up when I was looking at this.
There is no.
I was like, how is he fitted everyone? I first thought must have taken 12.
No. He's not added Kranti Gaud.
Yeah.
In that sense. If you leave out Kranti Gaud, man, that is a brave move. So, okay. Abhishek Singh. India must have 5 proper bowling options, 6th good option with just 4 premier bowlers, you will struggle.
That's what I was
But the way they chase, the issue comes here of that 5 proper bowler option and Jemmy at 3.
That's what I was saying. You can't. In your team, if you're playing Shafali, you'll have to drop Amanjot to make way for Renuka. You can't have that. It'll be the same New Zealand team that you play, just that Pratika goes, Shafali comes in. That is one option which you can do. But I like the other option. I won't get Shafali. I'll just push everyone up. That will be my team and get Amanjot who sat out in that game.
Yeah.
That will be your 6th bowling option.
Although Chili Paneer is saying, bring Shefali in for Harleen. Don't include Harleen. Bring Shefali in. And
you could do that. But not a bad option. You can do that. But I just still think that Harleen's been playing.
She's part of the core.
She's had a couple of decent games, so how do you change suddenly? But yeah, that again is an option I'm ready to take. For the balance of the team, if you want Shafali, you can do that. I'm okay with that option as well. Yeah. Not a bad option, Chili Paneer.
Indian supporter. If India wants to end their trophy drought, we have South Africa in final. But truth be told, SA women is still favourites against India unless India build a spin magic against England are 1 for 3. Oh yes.
Oh. That is fine. South Africa makes it there and you feel happy you can win and all that. But first
Aussie.
Big hurdle, yeah.
The biggest hurdle.
Big hurdle.
Yep. And if that happens, then 2nd November you are guaranteed a first time World Cup winner. You'll join only England, Australia and New Zealand.
That's now changed to 20 for 3.
20 for 3, yeah. So, yep. Respect for Priyanshu Singh. Respect for Laura Woolward at 26 age. She has played the greatest innings ever by a South African in an ICC event. Be it men or women. Whoever wins tomorrow wins the World Cup. I'm not so sure about that. The men's logic doesn't apply to the women's team at this point in time. I'll just tell you why. Because even South Africa can turn up on their day and beat you. They are also determined and they have also ended their ICC jinx, winning the WTC. So, I don't know.
Okay, Legend Gaming says, Nikhil sir, when will India A squad be announced? Can we expect Rohit Kohli play in India A versus South Africa A ODI series, which is starting on 19th? It's not a bad option, but I don't know. Tomorrow maybe we'll update you with that. Tomorrow though the unofficial test match starts. So
yes.
Look forward to that. Rishabh Pant making his comeback.
Correct.
So that's something that we can look forward to.
Exactly.
Ashish Chandelier says India should go with Amanjot as opener to have 6 bowling options. They should try spin in power play and also Jemmy should bat above Harman at 4. That's not a bad option.
That's also not a bad option. So.
Okay, on that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you so much for your comments. Tomorrow, the game starts at 3. We're going to be live mid-innings and post-match as we always are, provided there's no rain interruption and the game doesn't go on till Friday.
Yeah.
But we'll keep you updated as and when.
Right. So, fingers crossed for tomorrow.
Take care. Bye bye. Good night. Nandri. Vadakkam. Shubhratri. Shabba khair.
Eat your vegetables.
Don't trouble your mother. And subscribe to Sports Today.